All right, Cole. Here's a quick ACT science review, at least for the science part, and just a general overview of the test. And so, again, it sounds like you did pretty well, but reasoning test, probably the most feared, but for wrong reasons. Times of the essence on the test. You're given 35 minutes to do 6 science passages, answer 40 questions, and actually, this time is good for all the tests, so I would encourage you to go through that handout that they gave you and figure out the time for each test. And so, like if math, I think it's like 60 questions, and divide up that time. And just know that you may get caught up. So, data from previous tests, average scores of 21, 33 or above, puts you in the top 99th percentile. So, on that practice test, those practice tests don't always represent what you may be able to do in the testing situation. So I would kind of keep that in mind as well. Um, so here's kind of 4 tests. You get a raw score, miss 0 questions, you get a perfect 36. No surprise there. You miss 1 question, you immediately drop down to 34, 35, miss another, so on and so forth. So the science test again, 40 questions, 35-minute, measure skills required in natural sciences. The test assumes that you are in the process of taking a science course, which you are, and that you've also done physical science and probably biology course. Here's the topics covered in the science. This really doesn't matter because it's not a content test. Here's a scale score. So the score, bold is how many questions are, and then what is to the right of those bold numbers is the scaled score. So if you got a 33 or a 34, you probably got 28. Um, excuse me, wrong side. Yeah, so if you got a 34, you said, or you probably got 38 or 39 questions, that's pretty good. So you only missed 2 on the practice. Same thing goes for the other ones though too. So check out like math and English. There's the questions for science, right? All 4s are represented. At least one passage, no more than 2 passages represent from each content. So if you're able to read, interpret graphs, charts, analyze differing opinions, understand the scientific method, you'll do well in the ACT science. And the section test your scientific skills, not your knowledge. So here's a test. I'm not going to go through it with you. You can, if you want to take that test as a practice, you can. So terminology, if you don't know the terms, it may as well be made up. And the ACT gives everyone science genius and science morons alike. You can decide which one you are, an equal chance. So the test, at least in science, the questions do not get harder as you progress through the test. And I think with math and English, it's like a series of blocks of questions. So here's timing, and here's the timing for all of them. So this is kind of like the most important thing. So at least for science, you get about 5 minutes per passage, 2 minutes to read and understand, 30 seconds per question. If you can't answer in half a minute, put something down and go on. I would encourage you not to leave anything blank. There's no penalty for guessing. And so even on the math and English, figure out how much time you need per passage, about 2 minutes to read and understand. But really, it's the issue is like as you progress through the test, the questions don't get any harder. So what may be happening is you're getting all caught up in a question here in the beginning, and you're leaving questions at the end blank, and those questions may be easy points. So again, kind of keep that in mind. So this is another practice test. And again, if you want more practice tests, let me know. The problem with these practice tests is like I'm not going to be able to go to the answers with you because the answers don't matter, right? This is your ability to interpret a graph. So here's again scaled score if you took that practice test. I'm going to try to keep this under 6 minutes. So some general strategies, and this is general strategies for the whole test. Pace yourself. I think you said you bought a watch, and that's good. And I'll talk about that. Read direction. You don't need to read directions. Read the questions carefully. Yes. Answer easy ones first. There's really no way to know that, but answer every question based on it because really your score is based on the number correct. So you need to really answer every question. And if you get to a point where you have to guess, it's fine to guess. Don't get bogged down in the details. Don't worry about understanding everything. Don't confuse charts and graphs, and don't try to remember every detail. Again, this is for science. Some reminders. What I would do for the science test, and you can figure this out for the other ones, is set your watch to like. I know for science, I say set your watch to 11:25. Make sure to watch the second hand. You really can't have anything digital or makes a sound, and you know that when it hits 12 o'clock, your time is up. So if you're not done with a passage one, if you're not done with passage one after 5 minutes, have passed, reading's hard, you'll need to work more quickly. So again, I would go through those other sections and try to figure out the timing. And so don't spend time agonizing over questions, thinking too long, hard about answer choices. If you're stuck, make your best guess and move on. So time saving tip one, do not read the instructions. No big deal there. How to know when to skip. Keep track of your time. You should not spend more than 1.5 or 1.5 minutes on any question. Ideally, you should be spending exactly 52.5 seconds on each question. I've thought it out. And you can go through and figure that out for the math and English as well. Bubble in the blanks at the end. Leave yourself about a minute, 30 seconds at the end of a section to bubble in. So, because like if you've got 7 questions, right, in a section, and they go like A through G or whatever, or A through like, so question one will be like A through E, then question two will be like F through whatever. Instead of like question one, question two going back and forth, I would just bubble them in all at the end. This is a time. It's time. It's not content, at least for the science part. But really, I would tell you to bubble in at the end once you get through, read, passage one, circle your answers, and then bubble at once, because that way you're not wasting time. Cheat sheet, you take the test in one sitting. Hopefully, you've actually sat down and timed yourself for an entire ACT and not broke it up. You said you took a couple practice tests. Hopefully, you sat down and actually took a complete one, like straight through. And really, my general rule is to take 5 practice. But because ACT Science in general is rushed, the first 2 practice tests you'll take will just be helping you adjust the pace. Same thing with the other parts. Tips for avoiding mistakes in ACT: losing concentration. When you're in the middle of an excruciating, boring reading passage, the worst thing you can do is let your mind drift off. Panicking over time. You can waste a lot of time and drive yourself crazy if you keep flipping pages, counting how many more questions you have. You can do what you can do, that's all. Looking ahead and panicking are counterproductive. Rubbernecking is craning around your neck to see what other people are doing. It doesn't matter. They don't matter. They don't pay your bills. So it's all about time. And so that was the general overview. This is more for science. It sounds like you did pretty well in science, but I think in general, you can apply some of these skills to the regular test. Had I known you were taking it before, a little longer than the day before, I could have put together some more stuff. So hope this helps you out. Feel free to share with your friends if anybody else is taking ACT, and I will probably be doing some kind of ACT prep in January. So, all right, it's Friday, so I won't see you. Good luck tomorrow, and I'll talk to you Monday and see how it goes. But again, get a watch, second hands, keep track of your time, and just work smart, work hard, and you'll be good. All right.